and stuff. This is too stressful for
You
me.
gotta be Tonka tough, baby. I ain't saying you ain't
Yeah,
tough. You gotta
Hey,
be
yeah,
Tonka
hey,
tough.
yeah, yeah. This
Hey,
is a
hey,
tough
hey,
one.
hey,
I,
Prize, you want me to go first?
nah,
You
it don't matter.
got
I'm
Hey,
yours.
cool.
Like,
Nah, I'm
God
hey,
cool. I'm
damn.
good. I'm good. That was a tough
um,
round.
okay, Pride, you
But
can go first. Go ahead.
I got it. No, even though I got it. Even though D Free ripped off a bunch of stats and names and stuff, I completely disagree with him in this one. I give it this round to BVO because Riddick Bowe, he only lost the one fight, and Free, you kept saying this is where you lost me. You kept saying you don't know them guys. Well, that's not true. You know who
Facts.
Pinkerton Thomas is. You know who Burt Cooper is and Tyrell Biggs and Tony Tubbs. You know those guys. Some of them guys fought Mike Tyson. He beat Andrew Galata when he was undefeated, even though he kept hitting them below the belt. You know Buster Mathis. You know these guys. So that's where you lost me. That's why I give it to BVO on this one because you keep saying two. And even though BVO only did name those two guys, really both fought some guys too, bro. If you look at this thing, you know who those guys are. You know who Pinkerton Thomas was.
Hmm.
You know those guys. Free. Don't do that. So I disagree. I give that round to brother
No, I don't.
BVO.
I don't know who that dude is.
You
Oh,
ain't
no,
seen
I
Pinkerton
don't.
Thomas fight Mike Tyson. You ain't
Hold on, you're
seen
not supposed to
Pinkerton
cuss
Thomas
the
fight Mike
judge,
Tyson.
man.
Free.
No, I don't. I
Wow.
don't.
Hey, Judge, you're not supposed to talk to the people, man.
All right, well, whatever, man. I give it around to BVO.
All right, then we're gonna go with my man GP because GP said he was with it. That's Gregory Pratt. If y'all
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Yo, again, I'm agreeing with Prize again. Um, this round go to BVO. He came with it. Um, he came with it. It was a few things that Free was talking about. Because he'll trick you with his words. So he came out talking about. He named a bunch of fighters or whatever, but a lot of them guys had losses on a resume. But when Bo was champion, undefeated, Lennox was undefeated too. And Bo was running through everything, but Bo was running through everything that was in front of him. And so I think BVO had a super strong round. Prize, yo, you could talk, bro, because you almost had me flip flopping. But
Nah, it's
nah,
all good. I see
So
you, Big Dre, but I'm
no,
just saying
let
I know
oh,
who he is because I watched
hey, hey,
boxing
hey,
that long. He was a
no
nobody,
problem.
but
Let, let,
nevertheless.
let us get through the rest of the judges and then
okay, my bad. Oh, all right, yeah. But yeah, that round definitely go to the BVO. He made a bunch of good points. He made a bunch of good points on Bo's behalf. And I agree with, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that Free was talking about was really fluff for real. But um on to the next one.
is it on me? Yeah, it's on the Is it legend, on the me? Mickey Freaky legend. Okay, okay. I'm glad I am going last because this is the total opposite of the first round, ladies and gentlemen. Because I was the only one that gave it to BBO. So on the opposite side, I'm giving this to D Free. So let me break it down for everybody in attendance. Shout out to everybody that came in, Bodywork, everybody that just came in, Big Dre. Shout out to everybody. But I got to get this to D Free, and I'm calling it a slaughterhouse. As BBO say, put him in the dirt. And I'm going to tell my fellow judges and everybody in the chat why. So, one thing that we always talk about, we bring up is past prime. So I'm glad that continue over here because it's things that was left on the plate. So fair is fair, and I would give what everybody else missed about prime. There's this past prime, and then there are done fighters. So there's certain fighters that we mentioned, and we just say they completely done. For example, we say Deontay Wilder is done because he's done, past his prime and done and cooked. Now, past prime doesn't mean that you done. Past prime is just saying you just a less version of what you was. You're not. You're a less greater fighter than what you was. You're a less good a fighter. That don't mean that you're trash. So, with that being said, and when we talking about the resumes and everything, this is why I give that to D Free. Now, I have to correct my brother Prize about something because this is something that judges not supposed to do, and this is why I have to disagree with him, and we can't do that. And he probably didn't realize it, but we cannot give someone credit for what they didn't say, because that makes you debating the debater and not being the judge.
Okay, fair enough.
So you was trying
Point
to
taken.
throw.
Point
Yeah,
taken.
you was throwing. BBO could have said them things himself, but he didn't. So he can't get a point for that. You know what I mean? So
Facts. Bet.
you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, is my brothers listening to what's going on right now?
I'm definitely listening.
You know what I'm saying?
You heard me say it was a tough round.
Yeah. So when y'all was judging it, I really thought y'all was going to give it to D-Free. You see what I'm saying? But y'all opinion matters, and this is my score. So this is why I gave it to D-Free. And BBO did good, but man, even D-Free came with stats. He presented way more evidence than BBO. You can even look at the chat. Bentley said, "Hey BBO, that 5 I sent you, just send it over to D-Free because he cooking you on it."
That's crazy.
Okay.
Hold on, Crush.
So, wait. So
BBO, you better come with something.
real quick. So they must have seen the same exact thing that I seen and that I heard. So I gotta get this round to D-Free, and he did, and he best team on the rebuttal too. But still, a great round by BBO. But I honestly have to give this to D-Free.
Hey man,
I like that.
I do too, because I didn't even know we was doing this till I was on the airplane. But I'm glad you taught me something on the fly, though. I know
Yeah,
better.
it's good, bro. It's good.
Appreciate
the
that.
air up there is always rare, but now we got it a little bit down to earth. My main man, the greatest love in the world. I'm gonna tell you what, he the greatest man, aka the grumpy OG. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. If we was judging this on round, that was a 10-7, might have been a 10-6, brother.
I don't agree, but I feel you though. BBO didn't say he didn't say those things, so that made
Did I
me.
listen to the question?
Yo, it was so much that BVO could say.
Yeah,
Like
so
I
I
said
didn't.
in the first
Hold on,
round.
hold on, hold
No,
on.
which hold on. Hold on. This and that's
Hey,
wrong. Let me say this. Let me say. Hold on, Crush.
The
Hold on.
round goes to
Let me say this.
BBO.
Let
The
me
round
say
goes
this.
to BBO.
I'm gonna
Y'all
say
gotta
this.
listen to the question.
That's wrong. That's wrong, Crush. As a judge, for you to critique other judges, that's not your place as a judge.
But he
That's
can't
not.
tell you
No,
that
no, that's
truth.
not your
What are you
place as a
talking
judge.
about?
That's
BBO,
not your place as a judge. Your place as a
BBO,
judge to give your
BBO.
opinion
You
is
ever
not to
in a
give your
debate?
opinion about what the other judges did.
No, they can't
No,
tell
that
you
well,
the
that's
truth.
corny, man. You can't do that.
No,
You can't do
BBO.
that.
You ever? Hey,
I ain't
BBO.
never seen nobody do that.
Hold up, slow
Listen.
down, panel. BBO. As a debater, you are out of order, bro.
You can't judge what the
No.
other
Listen to
guys
me.
did.
Listen,
That's
hear
not
me
you.
out. I'm being
This
fair.
is crazy.
Bro. I'm being fair. Hear me out.
What?
You can't do that, just like Prize couldn't do what he did. He was throwing you a loop. He can't give you credit for something you didn't lay out, bro. So I had to correct him.
Hey,
Yeah, you got a point with that one, Crush. You got a point
I'll
with
leave
that
it.
one.
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
And then
no,
I could have just put something in the chat
Crush,
for the judges to read and say, "Yo, that's a disqualification, bro."
Crush.
I know how to judge a debate here. This
I,
ain't about no favoritism. I'm a judge for real, and I'm gonna do this for real for the justice of both of y'all, bro. I gave you the first round, bro, because I honestly thought you won the first round, but you got your ass kicked this time.
Hey, I'm just hold on. If we talking, if we hold on, let me say it. Hold on 1 second. Let me say this.
Debate.
If we talk,
Get back to the debate, brother. You in a debate. Get back
well,
to the
let me say this. If that's the case, the chat just said we get it, Crush. You want free to win, twin.
No. Listen.
That's what the chat. That's what
Hold
the
up.
chat just said.
Hold up. Let me say this.
We're getting off topic,
No,
fellas.
let me say this.
Everybody in the chat, I'm
No,
gonna spank
listen.
all y'all asses for that.
No,
Let
let me say this.
let a more experienced judge do this final
Let
round,
me
because I'm
say.
not an experienced judge.
Let me
But
say.
I feel what
Hold
you're
up.
saying though, Crush.
Hold up, Prize. Let me say this. The question was, who fought the better level of competition?
Right.
You said you named off a lot of names, but the reason I didn't give it to you is because you didn't know. I know you know some of those guys.
Because I
You
believe
said you
that you
didn't
know
know.
some of them names. Tony Tubbs, you
Yeah.
know who Tony Tubbs is.
No, whether you know some of the names or not. If I say I don't know them, that's what I say.
All right, that's
Whether
cool.
you know the
Again,
name or I don't know.
I'm
But
inexperienced.
the question was, who fought the better level of competition? So
I felt like Bo have.
you telling me what BBO told you and then what I told you
And
is that
knowing what I know,
you felt like Riddick Bowe fought the better level of competition. Like I said, BBO
yes,
already won the round.
yes.
I'm not
I
trying to take
stand
the
on what I
round back or
No,
said.
nothing
no,
like
I'm
that.
not. Listen,
He
No,
won
free.
the
no,
round.
This
but
is all
we
I'm
like
saying.
I
to
All I'm
stand
saying
on what
is
I say, free. I feel like Bo
Raj,
fought the better competition. It's my
yeah,
opinion.
Based off of what? Based off of
once
what?
we lay our score, we ain't got to run it back because we slowing up the debate, bro. We
it's
slowing up the
Yeah.
debate.
1-1.
Go ahead.
It's
You really
1-1.
are.
It's
Uh,
1-1.
You
Let's
really
get
are.
back to it.
I'm gonna say
Go to
this
the next
too.
one because I'm about to get ready to get up out of here anyway.
Yeah,
Go
we,
into
we
go to the
can't
next
slow
one.
up the debate. We gotta stay
Oh,
in line, people, of what we doing. Okay, let's
okay.
get back
Well,
to the
then
debate.
I'll say what I gotta say afterwards. We're gonna go to the next question. Career longevity and dominance. Considering their prime years and career longevity, who demonstrated greater dominance in their respective eras? And this one is to D Free.
We say it again. Say it so they can hear it
Oh, so
again,
the
Tommy.
third question is career longevity and dominance. And we're gonna ask the question from this perspective. Considering their prime years and career longevity, who demonstrated greater dominance in their respective eras?
I would say by most definitely Lennox Lewis demonstrated dominance in his longevity. The man was undisputed champion, and the time that he did lose his belt, he went back and got it and became a champion again. Riddick Bowe dropped his belt and never went back to go get it. He dropped his belt and said, "I'm not fighting that man." That's not showing me that you dominant. You got a man out there that say he can beat you. In order for you to show me that you're the best, how we want to say these guys are the best, you got to go beat that guy that say he wants to beat you. He was your mandatory. He put himself in position to fight you, and you said, "I'm not fighting you." You're not showing me you dominant by saying I'm not fighting this dude. That's my mandatory. I'm gonna drop my belt. You can go have it, and you never become champion ever again. No, you wasn't dominant. You only known for two fighters that you had. You known for a trilogy that you had with Dagon Evander Holyfield and the two low blow fights that you had with Andrew Galata. That's what you're known for. You also known for ducking Lennox Lewis. You wasn't dominant. You was dominant fighting a bunch of bums. That's what you was dominant. Lennox Lewis fought all of the top guys in that weight class. Whether you want to say they was past their prime or they was in their prime, he fought dominant, every top guy in the weight class. That's showing how dominant you are. Lennox Lewis is the only heavyweight between these two guys that has beaten everybody he has ever stepped in the ring with, whether he got dropped, got stopped by him or not. He went back and stopped them, and he became champion and kept his title. He fought the young upcoming guy in Vitaly Klitschko and stopped that man. That man was dominant for the entire duration of his championship. He was dominant. Nobody could beat that man. Nobody did. When they did beat him, he went back and settled that loss. So that man is dominant. And still to this day, we talk about how dominant Lennox Lewis was, how great Lennox Lewis was. He's known as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time because of his dominance at heavyweight, what he did at heavyweight. I'll rest on that one.
Okay, I'll make this. I'll make this. Lennox Lewis had a long career. He stayed on top for years and avenged his losses. But Riddick Bowe's prime was untouchable. When Riddick Bowe, at his best, no one could beat him. Excuse me. You look at his size. We talk about one of the first true super heavyweights, 6'5", 254 pounds. Um, and let's be honest here. Inside of beating this guy, man, who's beating Riddick Bowe from 92 to 93? Lennox had the longevity, but Bowe just was a better fighter at his absolute peak. If you're asking me, this reminds me of that debate of who's better, LeBron or Jordan. Yeah, LeBron's played longer, but Jordan was more efficient and more dominant. And we talking about, we talk about all the greats that he fought. People say, "Oh yeah, Bo didn't fight this guy. He didn't fight." Everybody that was in his face, he beat to death. And we all know the business of boxing, as we see it affect fighters today, affected Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe If you talk about longevity, no, he didn't have that. But if you seen him, he was like a Bo Jackson. It was almost like seeing a shooting star. You seen probably the perfect heavyweight. Big, strong, great defense, great tactician. I just tell you this. We're gonna give it to Lennox as far as longevity, but we cannot say who had a better, who looked better in the absolute peak. It's no question it was Riddick Big Daddy Bo. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, he said there's no question that was Big Daddy Bone. Well, I can't say that because he wouldn't fight the guy that was testing his manhood. The guy that challenged his manhood, he wouldn't fight him. So you can't be the most dominant guy if there's a guy that you won't fight and he wants to fight you. Lennox Lewis was trying to get that fight. He was demanding that fight. So much so he made that man drop his belt because he didn't want to fight him. So how dominant are you that you let a guy who's your mandatory make you drop your belt because you don't want to fight him? He made you drop your belt. So you can't tell me that he was dominant. You said between 90, who was beating him? Lennox Lewis was beating him. That's why he wouldn't get in the ring with him. Lennox Lewis was beating him. Who was beating Lennox Lewis? Because the only two guys you can name after that. Right back and avenge those losses. So who was beating Lennox Lewis? It wasn't Big Daddy Bo because he wouldn't get in the ring to fight him. So we know Big Daddy Bo wasn't beating Lennox Lewis. I know that Lennox Lewis was trying to beat Big Daddy Bo and he wasn't trying to get in the ring with him. So you said he was the most dominant. Lennox Lewis, the only thing he had to do to make himself even more dominant, he did it. He got with Emmanuel Stewart and developed a power jab, a swivel jab, a range jab. He got with Emmanuel Stewart, and it made him even more dominant.
My rebuttal is
Got with Emmanuel Stewart made him more.
this. Are you still going? My bad. Are you still going?
Yeah, no, my bad. I said no. I said when he got with Emmanuel Stewart, it made him even more dominant. So that he already showed how dominant he was before he got with Emmanuel Stewart. He got with Emmanuel Stewart and developed his jab even better and became more dominant. I rest.
I I say it like this: when we talk about Lennox Lewis, he said he the only one to redeem his losses. The only loss Big Daddy Bo had, he came and got it back in blood, so to speak. So let's not give people misinformation. But like I said, Lennox had a long career, but Riddick Bowe was like a force, man. It's like I said, you don't hear people say this about Gail Sayers. You don't hear people say this about Bo Jackson. Some guys just don't have the longevity. But one thing you won't do, Bo was a true heavyweight at his best, and he was unstoppable at his peak. And to be honest, ain't no if you think about big time heavyweight boxing in the early '90s, you think about Riddick Bowe, not Lennox Lewis, the dude who went back to the Olympics to fight the kids. Not him. You don't think about him. You think about guys like Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Frank Bruno. And those are the guys you think about. You think about early '90s boxing. So it's just to me to hear this. I mean, but we're talking about prime. A guy who beat anybody, he could beat somebody on any given night. You can't say that about Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis had to go get Emmanuel because what happened? Oliver McCall beat him to death, put him to sleep. You can't tell me a guy is better than somebody who you seen take two naps in the ring. At the end of the day, Big Daddy Bo never looked that vulnerable. He never looked that bad. And the guy who did beat him is probably a top 10 heavyweight. But you cannot say the same thing for those horrible losses. We're seeing Rockman, Oliver McCall. Are you serious? These are guys that beat you? Come on, dude. This ain't no comparison. Evander Holyfield, I can lose to Evander, bro. I can lose to him. Atlanta, Georgia's own Evander Holyfield. I can lose to him. But Hakeem Rockman, who was that? The Jamaican dude who was nothing more than a project that they put together to make a couple of dollars, went in there and knocked out Lennox Lewis. Give me a break. We can't talk about how great he is. And you talk about him beating up the kids. David Tua was a kid. He probably was like 15 years old when David Tua was in the Olympics, man. So I maybe when David Tua was in the amateur, he probably was like 18, 19 years old when David Tua was in the amateurs, man. So I don't want to hear this whole thing. The dude didn't want no competition with the guys his age, so he did what a lot of guys do. He did like Lomachenko. You would have thought he was a classic world fighter where he was so soft he went back to the Olympics to kind of beat up some kids because he didn't want no smoke with the big dog. So don't get on here and be disingenuous and tell me Lennox Lewis can compare to a guy like Big Daddy Bo, who was one of the faces of early 90s boxing. You can't say that about Lennox Lewis. You didn't hear about Lennox Lewis until the late 90s, early 2000s. Everybody talked about Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Frank Bruno. They did never mention no Lennox Lewis, bro. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm gonna tell you, man. Great debate, great round for both parties, and we gonna hand it over to the judges. But before we do, we want to make sure that we acknowledge those who came through, and we gonna shout out my main man, Ben Israel, my main man Clarence McCain from the No Duck Podcast, my main man Bentley B3 Funk or Die. We got Bodywork Boxing in the house. And also we got that great brother Omega Red. And last but not least, we got Grail Sobael coming up in. Oh, Cass Sports the Box Historian too. And with that, I'm gonna turn it over to the judges. I'm gonna go with Crush the Mickey Figure Legend first. What was your take?
Oh man. Shout out to everybody that just came in. So we just finishing up the debate. So we scored the final round. So we would like for you guys, when you get a chance, to go check the playback so you can check out the full debate. It's awesome. I wish some of you guys would have got in time, but you came anyway. So shout out to everybody that just came in the building. Shout out to both debaters, my co-hosts, my brothers, my squad, D Free, and also my brother BVO. And shout out to my brothers, my judges, GP, prize fighter, and also my partner Tommy Hill, always keeping our wild behinds on chill. Man, this was a good one. Now, before I say who won this round, there's one thing that both guys equally had left out, and I'm gonna explain why, but I'm gonna tell you why I scored it, giving it to who I'm giving it to, so you guys understand why I scored it the way that I scored it. Okay, all right. So also, and the question was performance. So I never heard either debater actually speak on performance, but in both of the arguments, one more so landed towards about the performance without saying it in their argument. And the one that did that better for me, in all honesty, was BVO. BVO came out like a wild pack of hyenas. Um, this is one of his best debate rounds that he ever did in his multiple debates. Let me be honest. And I think he did a great job. D Free did a great job. And BVO, he really wants this win, and he showed it in his argument and in his rebuttal. And I gave him a 10 on both of them arguments. So I get his round to BVO.
All right, all right, all right. That's a 10 round for my main man, Crush the Legend for BDO Boxing. Shout out my man BDO Boxing. We're gonna turn it over now to Prize. Prize Fighter, how you feel about it?
I mean, good debate. Um, both the brothers, they had some real good information if y'all wasn't informed or educated. But I kind of got to go with BVO on this round as well because it, I feel like he came out swinging on this one. And I agree 100% with Crush. This probably was his best debate. Um, he was on fire. He dropped some jewels. His rebuttals, I agree again with Crush. His rebuttals is what did it for me. But I think Free was kind of laid back a little bit because he's the champ. But I gotta go with BVO too. I think he just was a savage. I think he just let it all out. This was his best debate by far for me. I could be wrong, but this is just for me.
All right, all right. My man Prize, he said that this was his best debate by far, man. Great job to the brother BBO. And what say you, Mr. GP? Are you with me?
Oh yeah. Hey yo, I feel like BVO came out. I feel like he came out on fire. He had some super great points. And as D Free, he had good points too. Um, I'm actually giving this round to D Free because he stuck to the question. He stuck to the question of the matter. BVO was on fire, and I was enlightened with a lot of stuff that he said. But um, as a judge, being in all fairness, a lot of the stuff didn't have nothing to do with the question. And D Free stuck more on to um the question. So I gave that round to D Free.
All right, man. So what we have here is a great debate, a very hard fought debate on both ends. 2 rounds to one given to the favor of the challenger, BBO boxing over the champ, Be Free. Is there a rematch clause up in this? Because
Definitely got to
Congratulations. BVO, you my bro, man.
Hey, I appreciate
Congratulations, man.
it definitely got to be a rematch
Yeah,
clause
yeah,
in there
yeah,
because
yeah.
Free is
hey,
coming.
Congratulations.
I'm not
what
doing
my
no
man
BVO was
rematches.
on
say when he beat him
fire.
out with Ali?
I'm not doing no rematches.
Huh?
You're a
let
sore
me say
loser.
this though. Let me say this. I'm gonna talk about the last round in particular, man. Two things can be true at the same time, bro. And I think that Crush, what you said was absolutely spot on. We got to make sure that when we're judging based on the criteria, what the question asks and how close they come to addressing that question. So you was right. Unfortunately, it can also, if you do it that way, it can also swing the votes towards my man that you was telling them to and that one time. So man, we got to make sure we discuss that afterwards because it can be an influence, and that's what I mean, that's what BBO was right. You can't be saying that because it might influence their vote. That being the case, man, I'm gonna say for me personally, I thought that this
Do
was
it
a
again.
I thought this was a good debate. I thought that the first round, like I said, I thought BBO came out swinging. I thought his major point was a lot more effective for me than what it was. I thought that the rebuttal, free kill, free kill, and I think that's his level of expertise in debating. He knows what you said. Now I'm gonna attack what you said to try to put doubt in the minds of anybody who you might be talking to that they say, "Oh yeah, you're right." And I think that and that rebuttal, it kind of like brought it even. So to me, that was the close round. The second round, man, I'm sorry. That was damn near 2 knockdowns up in that round. Man. That was a
He
10.
said two knocked out.
Sorry, bro. I gotta keep it a beam.
Two knocked
BBO was giving you that salesman talk, and he's a former salesman, so he know how to sway you with some words. But we talking about who fought the better competition, and B Free just gave a litany of who he fought. Like, yo, my man said,
Mhm.
Pinkerton Thomas. Like Pinkerton Thomas is a good fighter, no doubt about
I
that.
threw that name out there because you know who he is.
Salute to my brother B3 on that 5 piece, man. I appreciate you. Hey,
We got
I,
we got we got to let Tommy run his final score.
go ahead, Tommy. My bad.
Gotta get that in there.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
from now from now on, I will be a judge
Nah, you
because
good, you good.
I see
I
people
just
don't
had to
stick to the
laugh because
question.
my man was in the comments cooking on freaking Thomas. He said Pinkerton Thomas. Like, but anyway, bro,
Y'all running with that. I'm just throwing in. I was just reading a
Because
notable
if it's
name.
Pinkling, it's Pinkling.
You know who I'm at. The guy that wore pink all the time.
that's why I was laughing. And he said
Hey
Pinkerton.
Tom, clean it up. Tom, finish it up.
But
Cause I got some. I got to say something. But go ahead, clean it.
oh man,
Go
yeah.
ahead, clean.
Oh. But that round right there was really the textbook on how we are to really address a question, man. He paid attention to what the question was, and he gave us the details of why he took his stance on Lennox Lewis being the best. And I like what BBO said for real, because BBO talk slick to the mug, man. But sometimes you can't let the slick talk get in the way of what actually the evidence would support. And I think that's why there was a mix up with it. But other than that, man, a great debate. I actually had it 2-1 D Free, but it was close in that third round for sure. I definitely gave the third round to my man D Free, but it's only based on the fact that when we're talking about who actually had fought the better competition and how they dominated, there's always the question of dominance. And while my man Riddick Bowe was knocking folks out, you step in the ring, you step in there to get a win. And you want to win as many times as you can. And also you want to beat as many champions as you can. And I thought that, given the fact that he did beat some champions and beat a whole lot of them, and on top of that, he was able to sustain it for a while. I mean, that spoke more to me than just the sheer overall, I guess you would say, fearfulness that a lot of times people would have hopped in the ring with Riddick Bowe struck. So I gave that one. I gave him rounds 2 and 3. I gave BBO slightly the edge on round 1, but that was me, man. I just think that going forward, man, we definitely got to make sure that when we, as debaters or as judges, when we see the questions, we make sure that we're lining up and answering the question, and who lined up and answered the question to the way that it is. Because when we go to church, I'm not church, man. I'm sorry, court, and they get on us. These people that deal with this, they hang on the letter of the law and they go with the verbiage. Whatever the verbiage is how they're going to judge you. And that's how we got to be when we're doing events, because it's going by what they say. Because it's not what you know, it's what you don't know. And the way that they phrase these words is for them to, whenever something do go awry, they can say, "See, this is what we said."
Mm-hmm.
So we got to make sure that when they're giving us the questions or we're judging on the questions, it's because of what they said and it matches up to what we're asking and what the debate.
That's a great point. The cool thing is this. With this channel, I want to send hey, like I said, I feel like my man Spinks, man, when he beat Muhammad Ali. What do you say? I beat the mofo. So I
Hey,
mean,
BBO.
go ahead.
Hey, before you go on your spiel, man, somebody just came in and said, "Yo, what's popping, man?" Acknowledge that, brother.
I can't hear you.
That's my man ATX.
ATX, big ATX. Say, "Yo, what's popping?"
Oh, okay. Okay, what's up? HX, what's up, brother? I'll say this, man. Shout out to Free. And the cool thing about this is, as us being a young up and coming channel, I appreciate having a master debater like D Free, because I'll be honest, this was my best performance because I done seen Free smoke me a bunch of times, so it felt good. That I've just gotten better and better and better, and from here on
Mm-hmm.
out, I plan on dominating him. So just know when you come out, Free, we dominating you from now on, man. As a passion of the guard, man, I appreciate it, and I'll gladly give you a rematch
It
if you
ain't
want
no
it.
passing of the guard. This was daggone. You had the daggone judge from Canelo Alvarez versus Floyd Mayweather in your side. It wasn't no daggone passing of the guard. You was sitting
Damn,
there
it's like
throwing
that.
windmills while I was throwing straight
Well, I
shots.
wasn't
Hey,
the only judge that I wasn't
Hold
the
on, hold on,
only
hold on,
judge
hold on,
that
Pri-
had
hold
it
on,
two
prize.
one free.
Hold on, prize. Let me get him. Let me get him. Let me say this, man. We not gonna talk about who did what to who. We not gonna talk about who did dirty what to who. All I'll say is
I didn't
this,
say
oh
who
man.
yes,
it
we
was.
is.
I just said you had the
Oh yes,
judges
we is.
from the Canelo fight.
Oh yes,
Hey,
we is. Hey yo,
all I
hey
all I
yo.
say is this. D Free, did you pick these two fighters?
Huh?
Didn't you pick these two fighters? Hold on, somebody got a really loud background.
No, that
Um,
that's I think that's yeah. I hear somebody talking in the background. You said, did I take whose title?
no, I'm saying, didn't you pick both fighters?
Yeah, I did.
And you pick who you wanted to go with, right?
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that. And,
that ain't got nothing to do with the daggone outcome.
hey, all I can
Like
say is we got the
all I'm gonna
belt.
say is this. This is what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
Me judging as a judge. Like I said, it's over and done with. BBO one. It's over and done with. Me judging. I'm going based off what the evidence says. I don't care what I know. I don't care what the next man might know. I'm going based off what evidence they presented to me. If he doesn't present evidence that's greater than the other person evidence, I can't give him that fight. I mean, I can't give him that round. I go based off what evidence you present to me. Because I debate, I
And
know how it goes.
I
So
totally agree with Free with that. I totally agree with Free with that. I actually scored the bout um 2-1 BVO. I mean 2-1 D free. I scored it 2-1 D free because Free was just he was up there lying. Like he was up there lying to the people, bro. Real shit. I ain't no real shit. Real shit. Yo, cause I'm under the impression I knew that Bo dropped this belt because Lennox didn't want to fight him. That's why he dropped this belt.
no, he dropped his belt because Lennox wanted to fight him.
Nope, nope. It's the other way around. And
No,
so
no, no. We had my man Clarence had a talk with Riddick Bowe, and Riddick Bowe said, "I wish I would have took the fight." He dropped the belt because Lennox Lewis. They wanted to give Lennox Lewis $5 million, the same amount of money they was giving Riddick Bowe. And he said, "I'm the champion. I'm not giving him the same split I'm getting when I'm the champion. He's my mandatory." Lennox Lewis wanted the fight.
Okay. All right.
That's
Cool.
true.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
true.
Cool. 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 All
That's a
right. No.
fact.
No. 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 No.
Now
You
see
learned me
when
something.
playing
But I
talk
do. I
on.
do know. I do know that as a lawyer, yo, you're a good lawyer. Like you be just throwing stuff out there, and it sound good, so people like, dang, yo, he on it.
nah, some things
Why
don't be correct.
why would he drop his belt if Lennox Lewis don't want to fight? He's the champion. Lennox Lewis is the mandatory. He keep his belt.
Right.
That don't
Right.
make sense to drop your
Right.
belt.
But in all fairness, I definitely I as a judge, I gave it to you because you was on it.
And,
Yeah,
and,
you was on it.
and I'm gonna
That
do
don't e-
this
that
right
don't even
now.
make sense.
I'm gonna do this right now. It's some people that I'm calling out. I'm gonna go on this channel and call him out. I'm definitely gonna call out my man Knockout, and I'm definitely calling D Free for a rematch because this is
I'm
what we
not
do,
doing
man.
no rematch.
He said,
He see you getting better, bro.
yeah, I see. I see.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with getting better. The only way I do a rematch on Knockouts channel.
um, but shout out to my man Scrapbook Boxing. I hear he gonna give me a shot at the title sometime next week. So we gonna keep this momentum going. BBO learning every day how to debate, and like I said, I appreciate Free for passing the guard, and he was a great champion for a long time. But hey, everybody got to go, man. And on that note, man, I appreciate the opportunity, man. I'm not gonna down you. Free's a great champion. He just can't beat BVO. That's all. That's how we can leave it.
That's crazy.
But I will say this: going forward, we're gonna do some better stuff with judging. We all learning, so we ain't gonna talk about who did wrong, who did this or who did that. We're gonna just keep getting better because we a team. It don't matter. I didn't win. I don't win. If Free don't win, and if Free don't win, I don't win. So at the end of the day, we all win. It's about putting on great shows, having fun. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. We got some big stuff coming. Like I said, we about to bring some more people to help us with some stuff. And shout out to Raycon. I appreciate you, Miss Sylvia, for giving me an opportunity to do this. And I'm just excited about boxing in general. And it's gonna get nothing but better, man. Shout out to my man Ben Israel. We're waiting on the new theme song from Ben Israel, man. So I'm ready, man. But you got anything for us, Free or Crush? Anybody got
Yeah,
anything? Tell me.
I got something
No,
to say. And you know me, I gotta shake the ground. So once I shake this, we out of here. All right, let's keep this real, right? This debate is an in-house debate. It's been an in-house debate series that's been going on.
Right.
Okay, so BVO defeated D Free over here. That has nothing to do with D Free's overall debate record. And BBO had to fight him like 100 times, so he finally got one on him. So this don't go on his D-Freeze goddamn record. That's why he said he ain't worried about no damn rematch. Now he want to make it count outside the in-house because this was in-house. Let's be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you want to make it official, we're doing on knockout. So I know where he's coming from, but I just had to let it be known this wasn't in-house. It don't go on his record, his overall record. Yes, BBO finally got him over here. So
And
that's
just because you said that, Free, I'm gonna text knockout tonight, and I'm gonna set it up. So I'm gonna get my rematch. Wherever you want, you can get it, man. It's just that simple. But we ain't hiding, we ain't running. We don't play no home games, man. It's just BBO boxing. So if you want to go to knockout and lose there, that's cool. I'm gonna text him tonight, and we gonna set it up.
oh, somebody want to die for real. We out of here, y'all.
That's crazy.
Hey, but it looks like the Ohio State is about to win, man. So shout out to the Notre Dame for a good season, man. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
What's the score? What's the score?
What-
What's the score?
It was 21-7. Let me double check before we get out of here. Let me double check. Hold on.
Nah, but while you checking, man, that was great.
It's 28-7. 28-7. My bad. We stomping them 28-7.
We
So
we stopping?
Yeah.
yeah, Ohio State.
We stopping? Okay.
But like I said, it was a good season. And again, Freeze, my brother, man. I appreciate the opportunity. And you know what it was? It feels good as a little brother to finally get a win because Free had been kicking my head. So I'm glad to get a win.
You just finally got to win against your big brother that's always been whooping your ass in the house. That's all that is. This don't blemish D3 overall record.
Hold on. Big Dre said knockout will smoke you, bro. I don't think so. You know what? One thing I'll tell you, man, I know you niggas never been to church, but you guys ever read the story of David and Goliath, man? So I just want to leave it at that. And on that note, we going, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Good show. Good show, y'all. Good show.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe and join the community. Have a great night.